Important suttas explaining why every Buddhist must study only the tathagata words. 1. Words from singleness of mind. Agivesana, the tathagata teaches the Dhamma to others only to give them knowledge. When the talk is finished, Agivesana, then I study my mind internally, quieten it, bring it to singleness, and concentrate it on that same science of concentrations as before, in which I constantly abide. 2. Words of immediately effective Dhamma. Words of immediately effective Dhamma. Good bhikkhus, so you have been guided by me with this Dhamma which is visible here and now. Santitiko, immediately effective. Akaliko, inviting inspections. Ehipasiko, onward leading. Upanayiko, to be experienced by the wish for themselves. Pachatang Veditapo Binyuhiti. Number 3. Words that are just so not otherwise. From the night he fully awakens, monks, until the night he attains final nibbana. In this interval, whatever he speaks, talks of, and expounds, all that is just so not otherwise in the Buddha's word. Number 4. What that should be studied and mastered, simile of the drum fig. Because once in the past the Sarahas had a cattle drum called the summoner. When the summoner became cracked, the Sarahas insect another fig. Eventually, the time came when the summoner original drum had disappeared and only a collection of figs remained. So to bhikkhus, the same things will happen with the bhikkhus in the future, when those discourses spoken by the Tathagata that are deep in meaning, supramandani, dealing with emptiness, are being recited, they will not be eager to listen to them, nor lend one ear to them, nor apply their mind to understand them, and they will not think those teachings should be studied and mastered. But when those discourses that are mere poetry composed by poets, beautiful in words and verses created by outsiders, spoken by their disciples, are being recited, they will be eager to listen to them, will lend an ear to them, will apply their mind to understand them, and they will think those teachings should be studied and mastered. In this way, because those discourses spoken by the Tathagata that are deep in meanings, supramandini, dealings with emptiness, will disappear. Number 5. Words which should be studied, learned, and interrogated in the foremost assembly. Here, in this kind of assembly, when those discourses are being recited and are mere poetry composed by poets, beautiful in words and verses, created by outsiders, spoken by disciples, the bhikkhus do not want to listen to them, do not lend an ear to them, or apply their mind to understand that, do not think those teachings should be studied and learned. But when those discourses spoken by Tathagata are being recited that are deep in meanings, while transcending, connected with emptiness, the bhikkhus want to listen to them, lend an ear to them, and apply their mind to understand them. They think those teachings should be studied and learned. And having learned those teachings, they interrogate each other without them and examine them truly, asking, how is it? What is the meaning of this? They disclose to others what is obscure and elucidate what is unclear and dispel their perplexity about numerous perplexing points. And what is the assembly trade in beanstalk, not in interrogations. Here, in this kind of assembly, when those discourses spoken by Tathagata are being recited, that are deep in meanings, while transcending, connected with emptiness, the bhikkhus do not want to listen to them, do not lend on ear to them, or apply their minds to understand them. They do not think those teachings should be studied and learned, but when those discourses are being recited, that are mere poetry composed by poet, beautiful words and verses created by outsider, spoken by disciple. They want to listen to them, lend on ear to them, and apply their mind to understand them. They think those teachings should be studied and learned, and having learned those teachings, they do not interrogate each other about them or examine them thoroughly, asking, how is that? What's the meaning of this? They do not disclose to others what is obscure and elucidate, what is unclear, or dispel their perplexity about numberless perplexing point. This is called the assembly trained in brain talk, not in interrogations. And what is the assemble trained in interrogations, not in brain talks? Here, in kind of assembly, when those discourses are being recited that are mm, merry poetry composed by poets, beautiful in words and verses created by outsider, spoken by disciples, the bhikkhus do not want to listen to them, do not lend an ear to them, or apply their minds to understand them. They do not think those teachings should be studied and learned about when these discourses spoken by Tathagata are being recited that are deep in meanings while transcending, connected with emptiness. The bhikkhus want to listen to them, lend an ear to them, and apply their minds to understand them. They think those teachings should be studied and learned, and having learned those teachings, they interrogate each other about them and examine them thoroughly, asking, how is that? What is the meaning of this? They disclose to others what is obscure and elucidate what is unclear, and dispel their perplexity about numerous perplexing points. This is called the assembly trained in interrogations, not in vain talks. These bhikkhus are the two kind of assemblies of these two kind of assemblies. The assemble trained in interrogations, not in vain talks, in foremost. What to be undertakes as decreed, not to be abolished. As long as the bhikkhus do not decree anything that has not been decreed or abolish anything that has already been decreed, but undertake and follow the training rules as they have been decreed. Only growth is to be expected for them, not decline. What of the originator of the faith? The Tathagata Bhikkhus, the Arahant, the perfectly enlightened ones, is the originator of the faith, unrises before, the producer of the faith, unproduced before, the declarer of the faith, undeclared before. He is the knower of the faith, the discoverer of the faith, the one skilled in the faith, and his disciples now dwells following that faith and become possessed of it afterward. This bhikkhus is the distinctions, the disparity, the difference between the Tathagata, the Arahant, the perfectly enlightened one, and a bhikkhu liberated by wisdom. What to be well acquired by Dhamma, hears and respectfully taught to others. Here's the bhikkhus learn discourse that have been well acquired with well set down words and verses. When the words and verses are well set down, the meaning is well interpreted. This is called fast learning that lend to continuations, non-decline, and non-disappearance of the good Dhamma. Again, those bhikkhus who are learned here to the heritage expert on the Dhamma, expert on the discipline, expert on the outline, respectfully teach the discourse to others. When they have passed away, the discourse are not cut off at the root, for they are those who preserve them. This is the third thing that led to the continuations, non-decline, and non-disappearance of the good Dhamma. Only two of the four things that led to continuations, non-decline, and non-disappearance of the good Dhamma are mentioned here. What that are conformed to suttas and the discipline. Suppose a monk were to say, "Friend, I have heard and received this from the Lord's own lips. This is the Dhamma, this is the discipline, this is the master teachings." Then monk, you should neither approve nor disapprove these words. Then, without approving or disapproving his word and expression should be carefully noted and compared with the suttas and review in the light of the discipline. If they on such comparisons and review are found not to conform to the suttas or the discipline, the conclusion must be, assuredly, this is not the word of Buddha. It should wrongly understood by this monk, and the matter is to reject. But where on such comparisons and review they are found to conform to the suttas or the discipline, the conclusion must be, assuredly, this is the word of Buddha. It should be right understood by this monk. Suppose a monk were to say, in such and such a place, there is a community with elders and distinguished teachers. I have heard and received this from that community. Then monk, you should neither approve nor disapprove his words. Suppose a monk were to say, in such and such a place, there are many elders who are learned, barrier of the traditions, who know the Dhamma, the discipline, the code of rules. Suppose a monk were to say, in such and such a place, there is one elder who is learned. I have heard and receiving this from that elder, but where on such comparisons and review they are found to conform to the suttas and the discipline, then the conclusion must be, assuredly, this is the word of Buddha. Is it has been rightly understood by this monk. What of Dhamma and discipline, what's to be dwells with as their own island, as their own refuge. Ananda, it may be that you will think the teacher's instructions has ceased. Now we have no teacher. It should not be seen like this, Ananda. But what I have taught and explained to you as Dhamma and discipline will at my passing be your teacher. Those bhikkhus, Ananda, either now or after I am gone, who dwells with themselves as their own island, with themselves as their own refuge, with no other refuge, who dwells with the Dhamma as their island, with the Dhamma as their refuge, with no other refuge. It is this bhikkhus Ananda who will be for me topmost of those keeping on the training. Ananda, when there are two men living, he under whom there occurs a breach of this good practice. He is the last man among them. Ananda. Therefore, Ananda,